This is like a circuit breaker.
Circuit breaker.
Circuit breaker.
Circuit breaker.
While circuit breaker was on everyone's lips, another buzzword was racing through parents and students' minds. HBL, or home-based learning. In this episode, I meet families to find out how they are dealing with HBL.
They're just doing whatever they want.
And if it's really possible for students to learn at home.
Hey.
There's no volume.
As a mother, I know how parents feel. So to begin my investigation, I'm starting with my own kids.
You don't like going to school?
Yeah.
My youngest, who is in primary 3. My son, who is in secondary 2. And the one I'm most worried about, my middle child, who is in primary 6. So, first week of HBL, I'm having an easier time with the two elder ones because they are more tech savvy and they actually quite like learning via the computer. I'm having a bit more trouble with the youngest one.
Mommy, what's my password?
And sometimes she doesn't want to do things. How come your lunch break is so long?
Because it's like that.
Because it's like that? This is your timetable. I printed it out for you, right? As they go along, they should be taking off the stuff that they have accomplished so that I can clearly see the work. How come no markings? I thought I already told you to mark.
I will not mark because I refuse.
In a nutshell, I'm school principal, form teacher, subject teacher, and PE teacher. How HBL is conducted differs across the schools. It comprises a mix of online and hard copy assignments. Some students follow a timetable.
Hey guys, today's math paper.
For some schools, teachers teach via video conferencing platforms.
We say Monday. Well done.
For others, students email or WhatsApp their teachers when they encounter problems with their work. I'm frustrated that so far, from my experience, there hasn't been a lot of live lecturing. I want to know how other students are coping. Hello everyone, thank you for hanging out with me. So I've reached out to 10-year-old Aris, 10-year-old Naima, and 12-year-old City. Okay, how much do you think you guys can learn from HBL compared to face-to-face in school? You give me 1 out of 10, how many points you give home-based learning?
5, because to me it's really hard to study online. It's harder to learn when there's no teacher to ask you or tell you what you're learning about.
I would give like around 6.
6?
Because
Okay.
the instructions they give are not that clear. Usually they say textbook only and we don't know which one to do, so we get very confused.
Okay.
I think out of 10, I rated 8.
Wow, it works so well for you. 8 is A-star, young man. Okay, why is it so good?
It's so good because I get to wake up later than usual. On normal school days, I wake up like quite early at 6 and I feel very drowsy.
Does HBL make you feel like you're on holiday?
Yes, it's just a little bit like doing home assessment while you're also enjoying yourself at the same time.
Not really, because we don't get to go out and we still have to do schoolwork every day. But sometimes I pretend like I'm overseas in a hotel with my family.
That is so cute, like a staycation or something, right? City,
Yeah.
what about you?
No, it doesn't feel like a holiday. My parents' expectation is very high. So even when I finish HBL, because they will always give me assessments to do.
Okay, this is the last question. What is the first word that comes to your mind when I say HBL?
Computer games.
Stress.
Stress, ayo.
Tiredness.
That's how the kids summed up HBL. Stress and tiredness. Now I wonder how the parents are coping. I've asked the parents of City, Naima and Aris to send me some videos of their whole family during the first week of home-based learning. Okay, let's see what I've got here. So quiet, this household. I think I know why, because it's two girls. Hey, very, very good. The girls are so well behaved, and mummy is also very, very calm. Role models. Okay, let's move on now to the boy, Aris.
Okay, tell me what have you learned from day one of HBL?
Today I learned never ever forget your teacher's instructions. Because actually there was a well-being check and we were supposed to do it by 8 a.m. But by the time I checked it, it was already 1 something. I felt so embarrassed. I have to admit, I was like crying and sobbing.
Sobbing?
Tomorrow, first thing, I'm not gonna waste too much time having my breakfast, brushing my teeth. I don't wanna take the risk of forgetting the teacher's instructions again.
Wow. This one, oral, sure get full marks. Okay, come, this one.
This is school.
This is not school. This is not school. This is not school.
It's school.
This is not.
What's happening right now is Mika is jumping from chair to chair and dictating the answers to Naima, and she's just typing down his answers for him. We have already given up trying to do things the right way.
I can't wait to meet the mummy. The mummy in question, 40-year-old Ileana Othman.
Good morning.
The stay-at-home mother has 2 primary school children, 7-year-old Mika and 10-year-old Naima.
For maths, page 134, 135. Mika, let's go. Let's start.
And it's clear from the videos, apart from having to help Naima, Ileana also has to get her youngest to concentrate.
Mika, I am not your eraser searcher, okay? Mika, are you done? No. Yeah, you're not done. So what are you doing?
I'm paying them a visit. I want to see for myself the ruckus that the kids are creating at home. But when I arrive, it seems pretty peaceful. Hi, Liana.
Hi, Diana. Come in.
Hi. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, it sounds very quiet.
Yeah, at the moment because they're having recess.
Oh, recess. I do that
Kids,
too.
kids, guys. Recess is over. Okay, go back to your seats.
I saw the videos of him jumping around at home. Do you think he's like this in class?
I don't think so. No, not at all. I don't think so. No, I think they behave very well in school.
Do the kids have problems concentrating at home?
Yes, they do. They do. They're always distracted because this is their comfort zone, right? So they're just doing whatever they want. We are playing the role as a discipline master, and the teacher. Things are out of control.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So there's a lot more stress on you.
Well, there's no time for me at the moment. That's how I feel.
Okay. Okay.
Mama, what is recess?
Wait,
No, lunch, yeah. You are
Okay. Well,
Sure.
a lot of recesses a day.
Yes. snack breaks. Many snack breaks.
How crazy did things get last week?
They were not paying attention.
Mama,
Yes,
we
Mika?
forgot to do snack time at Monday and
Oh, that was yesterday. Yeah, snack time. You always say you have snack time all the time. Okay, sorry. Where was I?
Where do you even start, right?
Yeah, it was very chaotic. I myself was trying to figure out what to do and where they should sit. And then we tried them facing face to face, and that didn't work. And then we separate them in the room, and I realized I had to go back and forth, and that wasn't going to work for me as well.
Okay.
So this arrangement works where they are not facing each other.
I totally empathize with Ileana because I know how hard it is to get the kids to focus in a home environment. And what if added to that, they were also facing a major exam this year? I'm concerned about my daughter who is taking her PSLE. While the ministry has said it will do away with mid-year exams, they aren't doing away with PSLE. I'm not the only parent worried about this. Dina Salan has 4 kids, all on HBL. Her 3rd child, Siti, is in primary 6. I want to know what she's doing to ensure that Siti is fully prepared for PSLE.
Hello. Hi, Gina.
Hi, Diana. I'm not going to come any closer. So how's it going? This one's doing her PSLE this year.
Yes, she's taking her PSLE this year.
How does it worry you?
I think it's challenging. I'm not the best person to guide them actually, if you ask me. So in being in school, having a teacher guiding them, that really helps a lot.
Does she have tuition?
Yes, she does. I think it is better compared to HBL because the tutor is there. There's a two-way interaction. They will ask the kids questions, engaging them. So I think it helps.
Do you think that children taking PSLE this year and who have tuition will be advantaged compared to those who don't have tuition?
I think given the current situation, those with tuition will be having a upper hand because with tuition online now, a smaller group is more interactive compared to HBL.
Do you think that if you are not going to school for 3 weeks, it will affect your learning?
Yes, I think it will affect my learning because when I'm learning with my teacher in front of me, I can ask them questions if I don't understand. But then since this is online learning, I can't ask, so I will just stay confused.
If you can say something to MOE about PSLE, what would you say?
Make PSLE just a little bit more easier.
For example, if curriculum teaching is compromised, some topics can be taken out of the exam papers.
Schools will also bring back some students from graduating cohorts like Primary 6 from May 19th. It's week 1. Understandably, all of us are still grappling with HBL. But there are some families who are having it a lot harder.
So we thought we can help the families. At least we've had 100 set, but we got like 1,004 requests.
It's week 2 of HBL. The biggest difference I find is that the kids are starting to miss their friends. In terms of schoolwork, there is a little bit more of a structure, systems in place. I'm happy to report that the kids are also starting to meet their form teachers online. So I think that's really good because it's a semblance of normality. Hello, Tina. Earlier, I met with some families who were on HBL. Remember Ileana, who was having problems getting her primary school-going kids to focus?
This is school.
This is not school.
Well, her latest video to me is making me smile.
Hi, so we've reached the end of week 2 of HBL. It's been great. Things have improved tremendously since day 1. Both kids have since spoken to their teachers via video call and phone call, and they were very excited to talk to their teachers. The kids are learning very well and independently at home now. We've established a very good routine the past 2 weeks.
And here's Aris. In week 1, he was having trouble sticking to his timetable.
And sobbing.
He looks a lot calmer now.
Today is the second week of the circuit breaker. Today, instead of my parents guiding me through the assignments, I did it all by myself.
So it seems like things are improving for all of us at the end of week 2 of HBL. But the truth is, many of us may have it easier than some. For some families, getting access to these are the biggest obstacle for home-based learning. Schools might not have enough laptops to loan out for each sibling, and even if they do, families still have to wait for the devices while doing home-based learning. Before the nationwide home-based learning kicked in, the Singapore Pro Bono volunteers posted this on Facebook. Offering donated laptops to eligible low-income families, the response was overwhelming. The volunteer group comprises engineers and IT experts.
Quite okay.
The group's vice president, Jackson Lim, has asked me to meet him here, where members have been working tirelessly every day to get laptops to needy families. Hi, Jackson.
Hey, hi Diana.
Good to see you. I'm going to stay right here, okay?
All right, sure.
Okay. What kind of demand did you have, and were you surprised by it?
Extremely surprised when the government announced that they are doing home-based learning for the kids. We look at our supply, hey, we have 100 machines, so we thought we can help the families. Yeah, released with 100 set, but we got like 1,004 requests.
Wow. How did you feel?
Overwhelmed. Yes, that's
Were you
one word,
scared?
overwhelmed. A bit surprised also that so many families actually needed help. So to us it's like, okay, Singapore should be quite well to do. I mean, everyone should have at least a PC.
I see.
Yeah.
So right now you do have people who have actually applied and who may qualify, but they cannot get the machine yet.
Yes, correct.
As of April 28th, the Education Ministry has loaned out over 20,000 laptops or tablets to students who need them for home-based learning. The ministry added that when school resumes, the teachers will take stock of students' learning progress and provide the necessary remediation and consultation for those who need it. But as I would soon learn, there is a danger to HBL that cuts across all social classes.
It is scary. This week, we left him. He would just go in there and basically go elsewhere. To me, that's danger.
COVID-19 has led to the temporary closure of schools across the globe. From February to March, it is estimated that 1.2 billion students in some 186 countries have been affected by school disruptions. But with this came a host of other challenges. I'm back with 10-year-old Eris's parents.
It is scary. This week, we left him. He would just go in there and basically go elsewhere. I mean, he went outside of the coursework. So, to me, that's danger.
What do you do? I mean, you're right. I mean, they can toggle between different screens, and I wouldn't know what they were up to.
I come from a technology background. I would expect a sandbox. Well, it's an area where you go in, you do all you need within that area, but you can't exit out of the area. And more importantly, other people, unauthorized people, are not able to come into the sandbox. So basically, you're isolated and you do it in a safe environment.
Right.
For the child, and no one else can go in. If you offer online learning, especially for children that are primary 4 or primary 3 or younger, there should be a sandbox that they sign in, a single sign-on. They get all the facilities, all the content delivery, all the interaction, all the chats, whatever they need, is all within the sandbox.
So you're very certain that they don't have this sort of sandbox at the moment?
They was not offered to Eris. So I have to build my own sandbox, but it's still not good enough because the courses that they need to do requires them to go outside. For example, go to YouTube or go watch something on another website or do something on an external website. And all this is either separate logon or separate systems altogether. I mean, I wasn't expecting enterprise security, but coming from MOE, I thought there would be something more safer,
More secured.
more secure for children, especially of those the younger children.
Most schools use a variety of platforms in addition to the student learning space to do HBL. The Education Ministry says parents are encouraged to monitor their children's use of computing devices during HBL. It has also shared tips on how to do so students don't talk to strangers or click on suspicious links. April 21st, the announcement that most parents were waiting for. HBL will not be extended. Instead, the month-long June school holidays will be brought forward to start on 5th May. We've come to the last week of HBL and I am so glad, even though the kids really have gotten used to things, I'm even more glad that HBL will not be extended because I think the kids learn better in school and they really, really need their friends and they really, really need their teachers as well. I want to check in with our parents one last time to see if they feel any different about HBL now that it's coming to an end. Hello everyone! How are you guys feeling right now?
It's been good. It got better.
I'm glad that HBL ended, to be honest.
Same as others, I'm very, very glad that it's ending.
Actually, I'm a bit concerned that HBL is ending. If we still are under a lockdown situation and HBL has ended, Aris by himself would have even less things to do, less structure for him. So, in other words, more stress for me and my. Yeah.
We have mixed feelings. Like what Len said, we did like that there was HBL. There was something for them to do during the day, like during this circuit breaker. But now that there's nothing for them to do, we have to crack our brains what to do in at home. And
We'll just have to be creative.
I think it's a good idea to actually bring the June holiday forward because I'm not a fan of HBL. I think it lacks the human touch.
Do you think that your concerns had been addressed over the period of 1 month?
Actually, for Aries, previously, the first half of the HBL, there was no visual communications. Second half of it, they actually improved it by having Google Meet twice a week. So I think I would take that as an improvement because the children get to see the teacher and other classmates as well. And there are more interactions.
yes, just like Glenn said, we actually wanted the kids to see their teachers more because at the first start they didn't get to see their teacher or heard from their teachers.
Yeah.
And then eventually they did get to see their teachers through Google Meet and Zoom as well.
Yeah.
That was my only concern, that there was no communication between the teacher and the student. So that was addressed.
Do you think it's possible to learn from HBL?
Yes, it is possible, provided it's actually a mixture of both, having HBL, having the Google Meet in between to just ensure that the kids understand what they are doing.
Not in the sense that what we call self-directed for P4. You actually do need a teacher or a parent to be right there to monitor them and make sure they go through the steps. So I have a lot of respect for the teachers that actually does this full time for 40 students.
The past 1 month has been a real test of patience and organizational skills. Like Lance, I now have the utmost respect for school teachers. I've learned that the kids can learn from HBL, and I'm glad that there was more student-teacher interaction as the weeks went by. But it's just not the same as learning in school.